Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Amazing Seller Podcast. This is episode number 756. My name is Scott Volker, and I'm here to help you build a future-proof business so you can create the ultimate freedom. But, and there's always a but, you have to take what you learn here in this podcast and take action, and you can become the amazing seller of your life. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do this. All right, guys. Well, today I'm just going to blurt it out. This is what we're going to be talking about. The path to 1 million website visitors in 12 months, free organic traffic. That's what I'm going to be talking about here today. And this is a brand that I've been building now with a partner for over 2 years. And I'm going to walk through every single thing as far as a traffic side goes, or as far as the traffic side goes. I'm going to be diving into all of that here. And this is also what we're now repeating inside of Brand Creators Academy. And we're actually documenting the process starting from scratch. And so you've heard me say it over and over and over again now is traffic to me and attention is the new currency. And if you can get the traffic, well, everything else becomes really, really easy, or easier, I should say. But so many more opportunities open up, revenue opportunities, traffic opportunities, email list building, everything becomes easier. And I'm going to share with you exactly how we've done that and how we continue to do it and what we really focus on to continually grow that. All right. Now, before we do jump into that, I did have a reminder for you. Depending on when you're listening to this right now, this is airing on November 27th, 2019. All right. Now, depending on when you're listening to this, on November 30th, which is this Saturday, again, depending on when you're listening to this, we are doing something that we are excited about because, well, a lot of people have Black Friday specials and promotions. What we decided to do is we're going to open up Brand Creators Academy, which is currently closed right now and will be until January 6th, 2020. We're going to open it for just 24 hours, but not on Black Friday. The day after Black Friday, because we just figured everyone is probably busy with Black Friday. So why not do it on an off day, which would be on that Saturday. So November 30th, Brand Creators Academy is going to open for just 24 hours. And we're giving away a secret bonus, which all of our Academy members don't even know right now that they're getting. But anyone that joins within that 24 hours is also going to get that. So if you're at all interested, make sure you're ready. Make sure that you've already went through the free training and you downloaded the brand growth validation checklist over at brandcreators.com. Now, if you are listening to this after November 30th and you still want to get in, well, mark your calendar because January 6th, 2020 is when we will open for 5 days. All right. We're only going to be opening Brand Creators Academy a few times throughout the year. That will be the first one of the new year. All right. So make sure that you do that. Now, again, before we kick this off officially and get into the path to 1 million website visitors in 12 months. And by the way, there's actually 2,500,000 page views that we got from that million. So that million is unique visitors, by the way. Okay. Which is still kind of crazy, but we're going to get into that. Now, other thing I want to do is give another shout out to one of our iTunes peeps. I did that in a couple episodes ago, and the gentleman reached out to me and said, "Oh my gosh, I almost crashed my car as I was listening because I couldn't believe that my name was read on air." So again, I want to do more of this. I want to spotlight our community. I want to spotlight just you. I really appreciate each and every one of you for taking time and listening. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a shout out and really just some recognition and just to say thank you so much for being there and for listening and for being a listener of this podcast, because without you guys, the podcast doesn't exist, right? And so I would love to encourage you, if you haven't done so already, subscribe through iTunes or Stitcher or whatever platform that you are a part of, and then leave me an honest review. That would be amazing. You guys know how important reviews are. And this way here, we can get this in front of more people in the future. It's all about helping other people and really paying it forward. So again, I wanted to give a little shout out to our iTunes peep here, and name is Bob, and it's Bob 918674328884. All right, and it says great for beginners and more advanced sellers, 5 stars. Been listening to the podcast for years and I'm still learning new things. Scott provides valuable information on a wide range of topics, from finding a product to sell, building a brand, marketing, and many more topics. Whether you're just thinking about going into e-commerce or have an established e-commerce brand, you'll find his podcast entertaining and informative. I love the entertaining part. So would love to be a little bit more entertaining. So anyway, thank you, Bob, for that. And anyone else that submitted a review, I just want to say thank you so much. And thank you again, just for being a listener. Whether you've ever purchased one of our programs or joined Brand Creators Academy or not, I just want to be here to serve you. And if there's anything I can do for you in the future, any of you, reach out to me, let me know. I'll do my best to help you in any way that I can. All right. So there's a little shout out. All right. Now, the other thing, before I keep saying this, but I got one more announcement you guys are going to really love, talking about free content here. I am ready to start recording a brand new series for the podcast, and it's going to be 6 parts. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this and why you're going to want to definitely listen to this. We're calling it the Brand Building Series, and it's going to be delivered on the podcast, and it's going to start December 2nd. And here is why. Because I know that a lot of you need this, and a lot of you don't want to consume a 4-hour webinar or training, right? So I want to be able to deliver this in bite-sized pieces throughout the podcast. The other reason why I'm doing it is because I need to update some of the website and the blog with some of the resources that I point people to. The other reason why is because everything that I'm focusing on internally in our own businesses is really about brand building and really Brand Creators Academy. That's where all my focus is going. So Brand Accelerator Live, that as well. So everything is geared around that. So I wanted to create this resource that I can point people to get them up to speed very, very quickly. All right. We already have brandcreators.com where you can grab the checklist and you can grab the training there. But this here will be more of an overall view of what that build looks like. And it'll allow you to actually go through that process and really detail everything out. So that's coming soon. Okay. December 2nd, 2019 is when we're going to start that. And I'm going to do them back to back to back to back. So it's going to be 6 parts. All right. And I'm going to start recording that actually probably in a couple of days. So depending on when you're listening to this, it will be done. All right. So with that all being said, that might be one of my longest intros ever, but I got a lot of cool stuff that I'm working on and a lot of things that I'm excited about. So let's dig in. The path to 1 million website visitors in 12 months with free organic traffic. And what does free organic traffic mean? It means we didn't pay for any of it. No paid traffic. All right. The only paid traffic we ever did was two different times, 2 different ways. Okay. And we're exploring this because we know that we could probably get more traffic by paying for it, but you got to have the back end stuff working really, really well. Right. So the first time that we used paid traffic is to basically build our email list. From day one, we built that email list. We built our email list before we even started the blog, before we even had a product to launch. We built that email list using the contest model that we talk about. And if you missed that, well, the free resource for that is theamazingseller.com/build list. And that'll walk you through how to build a list of up to 1,000 people really, really quickly. And we actually did it numerous times, but that's how we did it. So we used paid traffic, Facebook ads. We played around with Instagram a little bit, but Facebook ads was the main driver. Okay. And then the other thing that we've done is we have done some paid traffic to some of our products. And it was kind of good. And then it starts to not be good. And so then we just kind of turned it off and said, we'll readdress that later. We've got other things that we're focusing on. And one of them is getting more traffic to the website because we've seen that has such a tremendous growth curve on it. From when we get more visitors, everything just seems to increase, right? And again, it's the right people. But the one thing I want you guys to be aware of is this doesn't happen overnight. Okay. This doesn't happen overnight. This took 2.5 years to get to where we're doing 1 million website visitors in a 12-month period. So that's over 150,000, if my math is correct, per month. Okay. So again, you need to understand that it takes time. Now, a good friend of mine, Alex over at Travel Fashion Girl, she's getting 1 million uniques per month. Okay. But she's been at it for 7 years. So if we keep at this, if we don't sell off this brand, we could probably get there. Right. But you do need to know if you even have the possibility of getting that kind of traffic by doing the validation piece. That's why you really need to go through the brand creators checklist, and you can find that by going to brandcreators.com. All right. So number one, you need to know that it doesn't happen overnight. Okay. Number two, you need to know your market. Okay. And I've said this and I'm going to say it again and again and again. You need to know your market. You need to know your niche. Okay. And in the beginning, it is really, really smart to make sure that you drill down into that niche. You go deep in that niche, but don't pigeonhole yourself to where you can't go outside of that sub niche, right? So the example would be fishing and then bass fishing, right? And then kayak bass fishing. So we went really, really deep, but we can still go deep sea fishing. And then we can go into maybe we even go into just trout fishing or fly fishing. Fly fishing would be another one, right? So there's these different verticals that we can go into as long as we didn't say that our website is just about kayak bass fishing, right? So you just need to be clear on that, but you need to know that market, okay? You also need to identify search traffic potential. You definitely need to make sure that you validate that there's enough traffic there. I went through an example just the other day in Brand Creators Academy with one of our members, all right? And they gave me an example. They're like, I'm thinking about going into this market. And I looked at the market and I was like, okay, it looks like it gets decent traffic, but if your whole business is on there, we might cap out at like 300,000, per month, right? That might be the max. But, which sounds great, but we don't want to be capped, right? So what we decided to do was, well, what if we did what I just kind of outlined with you guys is said, what if we go after fishing and then we just added these sub verticals underneath it or these sub markets underneath the main, and then we can collectively across it, but they do relate to one another. Okay. It's not like you're going into, you got like, let's say a workout site and then you add on fishing stuff. Right? That wouldn't go well together. I mean, maybe a little bit. You're like, oh, I'm an athlete. I'm going to go out and hike. Maybe, but it doesn't relate that well. The other example there would be like, okay, let's say it's fitness. And then you have fitness for men over 40, then fitness for women over 40. And then if you even wanted to go deeper, you could go fitness for women over 50. You see, so we're just taking the top level and then we're just finding these sub niches, but we can always go laterally, right? Like we can always do that. Okay. So you want to identify the search traffic potential, know your market, your niche, all that, right? Create content on a regular basis, minimum of 1 per week. That seems like so possible for so many people, but I see so many people struggling with creating one piece of content. Guys, that's one piece of content. That could be written, that could be a video, it could be a podcast. I'm creating 3 podcasts a week, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like clockwork. I've been doing it now for over almost 5 years. Crazy. Okay. But it's because I committed to it, right? So you have to commit to that. And that's what we did in this brand that I'm mentioning here that we're building, that we're at 1 million website visitors in 12 months because we showed up consistently. And now we're ramping it up, right? In the beginning, we might've been doing 2 or 3 per week. Now we're actually doing up to 5 because, well, we're having help with that now. Okay. So the other thing we're doing is we're creating that content, written content, so it can be indexed by Google and all the search engines. Okay. We're using images through our post as well. Another little tip here for you. If you're creating content, you're posting it. Well, have you ever looked at Google Images? Well, that's another search, right? I have, right? So images is another great way to be found, and it's not hard to do. Okay. And so the way that you would do that, and again, I'm going to get into this when we do the Brand Builders series here, is where you actually want to take every image that you post on your website or your blog, and you want to make sure that there's a keyword in there that if someone was to search for it, they would find that image and that would lead them back to there, to that blog post or that website post. Okay. Okay. The other thing is linking internally and externally. And again, I'm just kind of giving you guys exactly what we've done, right? So we create the content, at least one piece per week. We use images throughout the post. We link internally and externally, meaning we link to related stuff. This is what keeps people on the website. So example, we had 1 million unique visitors, but we had 2,500,000 page views. That means that people are seeing more than one page, right? And that's what we want to do. And that's also done by linking internally. Okay. Externally, meaning that we're linking out to things. That could be linking out to, maybe it's linking out to our Facebook page. Maybe it's linking out to another reference that we're leading people to as far as another blog, because it shows that we're outreaching to other people, or we're linking out. It could be linking over to our Amazon store, whatever. We have internal and external links. Okay. The other thing that we're doing, sending email weekly to the content. Okay, this is like the quickest way to really get your content in front of people. Build the email list, and then you can drive the people over to the content, right? You see how that works? And then the cool thing is when you're doing that, you're also then sending a signal to the search engines, Google, Yahoo, Bing, all of them. You're showing you're sending a signal to the algorithm that the content is being viewed, right? So we always send email at least one a week. Actually, we're up to 3 a week now, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then we're sending in between those days to the unopens. And then the other thing is a social media channel. Okay. Pick one. All right. We started with just Facebook. Then we added Pinterest. Okay. So Pinterest right now is a big driver because the market that we're in, it lends itself to it. And actually, at the time of this recording, if you're in Brand Creators Academy, you're going to be seeing this very, very soon. We just added the Pinterest component to the brand that we're going to be sharing publicly inside of Brand Creators Academy. And we're already building that out. And I'm already seeing impressions from it, which is crazy. And it's not hard. But again, you got to pick one, start with one, and then from there go with that. So an example of that as well is, like, we started that brand. We didn't start a Facebook page, but we started a Pinterest one after the fact, right? It's about 4 months old now. So that one there, it took 4 months before we actually did the Pinterest. Now you could do it sooner, but again, we're really focusing on getting that content up, getting that schedule down, getting the process down, and just kind of getting your reps in. And that's what it's about. So social media, don't think you got to be everywhere. Find out where your market is and go with it. All right, go with it. And Pinterest can be looked at as social media, or it could just be looked at as another search, a search platform for content. I look at it as social media. So I wouldn't do both. I wouldn't say, get a social media channel and get a Pinterest account. Do one or the other. YouTube, same thing. If YouTube is your wheelhouse, do YouTube. And there's ways that you can do that. We didn't add YouTube until about a year ago. And honestly, it's still not our main focus, but we will take some of our content and publish it on YouTube. And I think right now we're over maybe 3,500 or 4,000 subscribers. And we've got some videos that have gotten 15 to 20,000 views. So yeah, and we're actually earning a little bit of revenue there. I haven't even looked at the numbers in that, but I mean, I don't know, maybe 50 to $100 a month, maybe from just YouTube traffic that's turned into AdSense money. But again, that's just like bonus. So we're not really driving too much attention there, or really focusing on that. So the other thing is collaborating with micro influencers. We just had someone in Brand Creators Academy who actually found a micro influencer. What does a micro influencer mean? Great question, Scott. Don't you love it how I ask myself questions? What it means is it doesn't mean that they have to have, you don't have to go after an influencer that has 100,000 subscribers or even 50,000. They could have 10,000 or 5,000. It doesn't matter because they're posting on your behalf. So sometimes it's easier to find them, and then you're going to have those people either talking about your products or talking about your company and then linking back to you as well. So we just had someone in our academy that they did this, and they were asking how to leverage it. And basically I said, well, take that, embed it into your blog that you were featured, and then write a blog post about that. It's that simple. So really, really good. So anyway, let me give you guys the current workflow of what it looks like today, like right now, that we're constantly doing. We create 2 to 3 new articles per week minimum, sometimes up to 5. Okay. These are tips. These are product comparisons. These are how-tos. These are questions, answers, all of that stuff. We actually just put together a post that had about 5 products in it, and those 5 products were ours, and we wrote a blurb about each one of them and kind of the uses that they are in this market. All right. So again, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, but we're creating 2 to 3 new articles per week, tips, products, and how-tos. We hired a writer about 4 or 5 months ago. And actually, it's a couple writers now that we have. And again, it's trial and error. Where do you find these? You can go to FreeUp. You can go to Upwork. You can go to iWriter. You can, post something on Craigslist for a writer. It doesn't really matter. You just have to go out there and find someone that you trust that writes in your voice or writes in your market the way that you want them to show up. So we hired a writer. We share the posts on our Facebook page and our group. We have both. We have a page and a group. The reason why we have a page, you need to have a page to run Facebook ads. So when we run Facebook ads, we want to be able to use that account, right? The group is more of a community build, which has been really, really good. And then we email 3 times per week, plus we send to the unopens. I actually just did that this morning. I sent, because the time of recording this, we are on a Wednesday, Wednesday, and we emailed yesterday. So my thing I do in the morning is I'll go in and I'll just click on send to unopens, and off it goes. It's like literally maybe 3 clicks in ConvertKit. So that's what I do there. And so that's the workflow for up to that point. Now, the last thing that is done is a pinnable image is created, and that is then posted inside of Pinterest. Now, there's a little bit more that's going into the Pinterest side that I don't even know what's going on, to be honest with you. There's a lot of pinning and repinning, and that's more of my partner's wheelhouse. But it's, from what I'm told, it's basically just, again, being consistent, like showing up, not just posting your stuff, but posting other people's stuff, and just really just having your own boards, up to like 10 boards of related categories. But again, that is not the only reason why we are at 1 million website visitors. Yes, there's a lot of traffic coming from Pinterest, but there's a lot of organic traffic coming from just Google and Bing and Yahoo. There's a lot coming from Facebook. Again, it's diversifying the channels too, right? It's like you're not depending on just one channel. All right. And then we're rinsing and repeating. Like, that is what we are doing. And we're doing a better job now. I've actually leaned on my partner and I said, listen, we got to get you to stop doing as much as you're doing. We got to get you out of the business. And so we have done a really good job over the past 5 and 6 months to really remove them. So this way here, we can also have an SOP, standard operating procedure. So this way here, we can hand that off if we sell. All right. And that's really what we've been working on through every single part of the business. All right. And again, we're doing this exact same process from the very beginning stages. Actually, there's 2 examples. One of them I'm publicly sharing inside of Brand Creators Academy. And the reason why I'm not sharing the other one yet is because I wanted one that I could still share the results just a little bit behind it, but without being skewed by other people seeing it, and those numbers would count towards the traffic. So I wanted it to be totally clean. I do plan to reveal it, but it won't be for a little while because, again, I want to continually have the one that I show that's a little bit newer, and then the one that's just behind it that I can show that here's the numbers of everything I'm doing on the first one, and here's the numbers that, without us having any of our Academy members going and seeing it, and then that skewing the numbers. But we are going to be sharing that. But that's what we're doing inside of Brand Creators Academy. So again, if you are not part of our Academy and you want to be, well, if you're listening to this before Black Friday in 2019, we are going to be opening for just 24 hours on November 30th, which is a Saturday. And we are going to be opening for just 24 hours. We're going to give it also a secret bonus for anyone that joins. But if you're listening to this after the fact, well, we are going to be closed up until January 6th, 2020. So mark your calendar for that date if you missed the 24-hour open. And that would be your next opportunity to join us inside of the Academy. And then from that point, we'll be opening for like 5 days, and then we're going to be closing again. And the reason why we do that is because once we're closed, we are in there every single week, just about every day. I'm in there replying and even shooting personalized videos and walking through certain examples. Like, we are in there. That is our 100% focus, is Brand Creators Academy. So again, if you are interested in building a brand and you want to see every single step along the way in this live training, these case studies that we're going to be doing, over the coming months, you're definitely going to want to be part of this. Definitely go to brandcreators.com, grab the free resources there. Like I said, the checklist is going to help you so much. The training that I did is actually walking through 2 examples so you can see exactly how you do it. And then from there, once you're inside of the academy, you'll also have a really good understanding of how everything kind of fits together. All right. So again, brandcreators.com for all the information there. But again, let's just kind of recap here. The path to 1 million website visitors in 12 months looks like this. All right. Know your market, identify the search traffic potential, create content on a regular basis, minimum of 1 per week, use images in your posts to make it more visually appealing, but then also it gives you more opportunities to show up in search, link internally and externally within your content, send email at least once per week, but I would say 2 to 3 times if at all possible. Set up your social media, your one channel that you feel is the best for your market, and do Pinterest if it is right for your market. Some markets it's not right for. So again, make sure that you understand what is the right channel for you to have external traffic coming over to your home base. And then always reach out or think about reaching out to micro influencers first, because they are going to be easier to actually get to want to endorse you or even collaborate with. All right. So guys, that is it. A lot there. You might want to go and bookmark this one, or you might want to go back and listen to this one again, theamazingseller.com/756. You can grab the show notes, transcripts, all that stuff there, all the details. And then everything that we'll be talking about as far as Brand Creators Academy can be found at brandcreators.com. All right, guys, so that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to. Come on, say it with me. Say it loud. Say it proud. Take action. Have an awesome, amazing day. And I'll see you right back here on the next episode.